Do you buy vinyl?
Hi, I am Mjörkva and we are at Amoeba and this is what's in my bag. I guess we were closest to the classical music department, so I found Die Moldau and Slavonic dances, so it's, forgive me for saying this properly wrong, but Smetana, the Czech composer, kind of like the father of Czech classical music, they would probably say, and this very kind of epic folk-inspired piece. And then the Dvorak, I'm so scared to say those names, but 4 Slavonic dances. This is just amazing. I've not heard of the Cleveland Orchestra, but we'll see what Cleveland has to offer. Well, I wanted to get the Suspiria soundtrack, but they didn't have that, but they had Goblin Tour 2013 EP. So I saw that there's Suspiria, which I think could be really interesting to hear live, and I've never heard that actually, so this could be good. Of course, ABBA. Doesn't really need an explanation. Voulez-vous? Great hits and dark, the inventors of Scandinavian horror pop, and incorporating folk music into massive hits, and that crystal clear Swedish voice.
Did you call them horror pop?
I call them the inventor of horror pop. I mean, of course, there's Thriller, there's a lot that goes probably even more back, but to me, there was a defining line with ABBA, that they had very conceptual songs in lyrics and in style, like Lay Your Love on Me. That to me is like the definition of the start of that really horror pop thing that you hear a lot today.
They're so happy and bright, at least musically. It's so upbeat.
But they're dark. Dancing Queen is dark.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17.
And they're alien. What are they? Were they couple? What was the dynamic? And there's something very intriguing about ABBA to me. What have you? Oh, Joan Baez.
Oh, I'm lending sun, willed to me by my Father's hand. All my days I will sing in praise of the forest waters, the shining sand.
Beautiful songwriter and beautiful folk voice. I particularly adore her. She has these concerts where she does all the classic Irish and English folk songs, like House Carpenter.
How will you forsake your house carpenter and go along with me? I'll take you to where the grass grows green on the banks of the salt, salt sea.
I understand that she might not be for everyone, but as for non-Scandinavian folk singers, I would say she's my favorite. Yeah, very clear, very pure voice. And she chose very good songs to cover, very inspiring to me.
For I am married to a house carpenter, and I find him a nice young man.
The one and only king, the royalty of Denmark. I already have them and Abigail, which are the best ones. This I don't have.
someone is not familiar with King Diamond, how would you describe the music?
I don't think I would talk to them. But well, King Diamond, Merciful Fate was his band, and he had a solo career. I guess it could be described as kind of classic heavy metal in a way, and he has very high vocals. What I love about him is the role playing. He speaks to himself in his songs. You know, he has grandma voice, he has creepy child voice, he has yell voice, like hell, Satan voice, and it's very entertaining. There's a lot of kind of ghost stories and dark children universe that I love. And then musically, I mean, his band is incredible. It's very kind of, it's advanced music, but there's some humor in there that I just love. One of my heroes. And last one, I look through the black metal, of course, but I have most of the Scandinavian stuff, which would be the stuff that I prefer, so I found Portal instead. That's a weird band. And live, I really liked, he used to play with this big clock on his head, like a H.P. Lovecraft, super dark universe, and tonally, like the musical universe is very unpleasant, actually. And it's certainly not for everyone. But I don't know, from the first moment I heard it or saw them, I was very fascinated. You know, it takes lots of shock people today, just or at least get your attention. This really got my attention. Weird, very cool, very dark band.
Well, thank you for talking with us today.
You're welcome.